Hello Internet, Taliesin here, and you know what I love? Sequels. Yeah, sequels are always better than the original, aren't they? And that's just a scientific fact. Like, no one ever took Batman seriously before Batman and Robin, did they? Because it turns out what that series needed all along was bat nipples. Yeah, thanks Batman and Robin, really nailed it with those bat nipples. And here's a little sequel all of our own. A couple of weeks ago, we made a video asking one question. Who will be the final boss of World of Warcraft Legion? It turns out that question is as hard to answer as, hey Prince Harry, who's your dad? Because, let's be honest, there are quite a few potential answers. And we got so many awesome suggestions in the comments. Some that we'd thought of but didn't have time to talk about, some which we'd never thought of, and some which were Gul'dan. And look, I don't want to be a dick about this, okay, but if you still think Gul'dan is going to be the final boss of Legion, you are simply not watching enough of our videos. Go and educate yourself, bro, ain't no one going to do it for you. And we realised that the only thing we could possibly do was bring you a part 2, looking at even more candidates who could be the answer to the question, who is the final boss of World of Warcraft Legion? And as a sequel, it will definitely be better than part 1, that I absolutely promise. Maybe it'll even be as good as Speed 2 Cruise Control, but that is asking a lot, I understand. Okay, go. Right, I want to get this one out of the way first thing. One of the most popular suggestions in our last video was Sylvanas. But we're not going to talk about her. She is not in this video. Except right now she is, obviously. But that's only while I tell you that she is not in this video. After this bit, she's not in this video, okay? That's not to say that I don't think she'll be the final boss, because honestly, I think she might be. It's because I really don't want her to be. Sylvanas Windrunner is one of the most brilliant characters in the World of Warcraft. Defiant, independent, tragic, with weirdly heaving breasts and a pretty good singing voice too, fair play. Always something I look for in a potential leader. And I don't want to think about her being the final boss of Legion. It's too much. I've only just got over talking about Jaina in the last video. Do you want to actually break my heart? Do you want me to die of a broken heart, Internet? Well, you're going the right way about it, Internet. Fuck you. And there's a lot of conjecture in our comments and on the forums that this could be the moment when Sylvanas finally snaps and tips the scales towards full-on terrifying baddie mode after walking a pretty fine line for quite a while now. Will she sell her soul to the Burning Legion for immortality? Definitely not in my opinion, but there could be other forces at play. Like I said though, doesn't really matter because we're not talking about her here from now on. From right now. Nope. La la la. Did you like that little joke I did earlier about Prince Harry? Well, if you thought the Europeans had some interesting family connections, then honestly sit down because Ratheon is going to make you shit yourself. So Ratheon is the son of Nyxandra and the nephew of Onyxia, because it turns out those two are sisters. That also makes Nefarian his uncle, by the way. Ratheon says Deathwing is his father and so does Warcrimes, but that family tree means Deathwing is also his grandfather. Oh, and by the way, while his father and grandfather were going crazy trying to destroy the entire world, Ratheon was hatched essentially as a genetic experiment by the Red Dragonflight to sever his ties with his own family. Oh, and he's the last remaining Black Dragon because he had all the other ones killed. Oh, and he tried to kickstart a war between Horde and Alliance to get one of them wiped out, didn't matter which. Oh, but he dishes out legendary items like their M&Ms, so he's not all bad, right? Ratheon sees himself as the true defender of the world soul of Azeroth and the demon invasions to come, which is a pretty admirable aim, one which I think we can all get on board with. But here's the thing, he doesn't give a shit about anyone else, which could be bad news for, well, anyone else. So your level 58 Draenei Resto Shaman, Ratheon does not give a shit about her. Harrison Jones, Ratheon does not give a flying fuck. But then no one actually cares about Harrison Jones, do they? That's probably not a great example, sorry. Ratheon could not even give a tiny little shit, not the tiniest one, about Pepe. I mean, come on, that monster. We only got a single glimpse of Ratheon in WoD, and he has already been written out of a quest chain he was originally involved with on the Legion Alpha. So we're still a bit in the dark. His plan and intentions towards us are as difficult to get a handle on as Gerard Butler's entire career at this point. But lots of people speculate that he could well be the final boss of Legion. But how the story would get to that point is unclear too. Legion seems a bit too soon to see Ratheon reach his full potential, but one thing is certain. At some point, we're going to be seeing a lot more of this tall, dark, brooding, and yes, I know what you're thinking, and it's true. I think Ratheon is quite dashing. Live with it. Azshara, Queen of Kalimdor. The light of lights, vision of perfection, glory of our people, daughter of the moon, flower of life, empress of Nazjatar, ruler of the Naga, light of 1,000 moons. She sounds lovely, doesn't she? Well, she's not. Azshara is like the Kanye West of Azeroth. A classic example of the tragedies that can happen when you believe your own press. Once the leader of the greatest civilization of Azeroth, Azshara's vanity and elitism helped bring about a massive demon invasion which led to the Sundering, which put a huge ocean right in the middle of the map. Again, you might think that's not as bad as completely murdering Bohemian Rhapsody at Glastonbury, but just think, no Sundering, no Vashir. Yeah, fuck you, Azshara. She herself was rescued by the old gods and is now the ruler of the Naga under the sea there somewhere. Okay, so you know that bit in The Little Mermaid where the lobster guy sings that song? It's nothing like that, because instead of Ariel, you've got a cursed queen with squids for hair, and the lobster guy isn't there, and there's no music, and definitely no dancing turtles. What the fuck do you think this is? Okay, you know, it's nothing like The Little Mermaid. I wish I'd never mentioned The Little Mermaid. She's under the sea. She's one of the most important characters in Warcraft lore, but someone we've seen next to nothing of actually in-game. But we know she's down there. And we know, like the Triceratops in Jurassic Park, she's incredibly powerful and up for causing some serious shit. And maybe the chaos caused by a Legion invasion and its aftermath would be the perfect time for her to make a move. We know that we'll be fighting her former right-hand man, Xavius, already in Legion, but I hope that we don't fight her yet. I want her to have a whole expansion to herself, preferably based around the South Seas with awesome boat fun too. That's what she deserves, not to be casually parachuted into the end of an expansion that isn't even about her like Archimonde was in Warlords. And for one thing, what are all those glorious fan artists gonna do if we kill her? I'm hoping she gets saved for the next expansion, and we can properly enjoy this powerful, elegant, graceful, and yes, I know what you're thinking again, and again, it's quite true. I think Azshara is really super hot. To be honest, I don't want to kill any of these people, I just want to look at them. N'Zoth. So why are the Burning Legion even attacking Azeroth? Well, essentially, it's because they're scared. Sargeras formed the Burning Legion to wipe out all life, and especially the uber-powerful world soul of Azeroth, to stop it being corrupted by something even more evil. It's like when I smashed Evertel's laptop because she'd accidentally installed Resident Evil Umbrella Corps on it, just in case she did something stupid like, you know, play Resident Evil Umbrella Corps. And that sounds harsh, but you know, I saved her from unspeakable evil, I promise. I'm basically Sargeras in that scenario. So let's talk old gods. Azeroth has 4 old gods attempting to corrupt it. Yasharaj, whose death created the Well of Eternity, and don't forget, the Well of Eternity is essentially unborn Titan blood, and the Night Elves evolved from the power of the Well of Eternity, which essentially makes Night Elves Azeroth's children. I just thought that was pretty cool. Cthulhu, who we beat in Ankarak and looted that amazing warrior set. Don't hate me, internet. Look, I said it was amazing, see? Yogg-Saron, who we defeated in Ulduar, and one more who remains a terrifying mystery. N'Zoth. Is that how you say it? I'm going with N'Zoth, bite me. I mean, we actually know more about N'Zoth from Hearthstone than we do World of Warcraft. We know he probably is imprisoned under the sea. He is probably responsible for saving Azshara and possibly creating the Naga and maybe the Faceless Ones. We know he is likely responsible for corrupting the Emerald Dream, and we know he can do shit like this. Okay, that's Hearthstone again, but that sort of proves my point. Again, could Blizzard be about to pull off the Warlord's trick of having us defeating a big enemy throughout the expansion, only to leave the way open for a bigger and badder enemy to take their place? I'd say it's almost certain we're going to have some contact with N'Zoth in Legion, and he might even crop up as the final boss. And what a boss he'd be! I've always thought that old gods are a much more interesting enemy than the Burning Legion anyway, with their awesome Lovecraftian vibe. Is vibe the word for when you just completely steal something from someone else? I'm going to go with vibe. Nice vibe, Metzen. And it opens the door for an even bigger bad. Oh, but before anything else, Evertel has something very important she'd like to say.
Hey, so how many tickles does it take to make an old god laugh?
How many?
10 tickles.
I honestly can't believe I never thought of that. Yes, there's an even bigger bad, because even the old gods have a boss, and that boss is... Okay, so you know Sargeras, who destroys planets with his sword, and who didn't just kill the Titans, but soloed the Titans? This is what he's scared of. Scared enough to create the Burning Legion and destroy all life in the universe, rather than see the Void Lords gain the power of a world soul. It's like when I saw Evertel installing Resident Evil Umbrella Corps onto her laptop and... Oh no, sorry, we've done that there, haven't we? And if Sargeras is scared of the Void Lords, then I think we should be too. Okay, look, the big ones are probably a bit scarier looking than this, and probably can't be tamed by Warlocks either. They're scary, okay? And the Void Lords are unquestionably the ultimate big baddies of the Warcraft universe, and definite endgame of the whole story. We will eventually defeat the Legion and take on the Void Lords. That's clearly where this story is heading. The question is, are we ready for that endgame yet? One thing's for certain, if we were to take on the all-powerful Void Lords, having a fallen titan like, I don't know, Sargeras on our side, and his whole army like the Burning Legion would certainly be an advantage. I'm just going to put that out there. Thanks to everyone who commented on part 1 and gave us ideas for this video, and there were loads of you. I know there are still candidates we haven't touched on, but thank you for joining us in part 2. If you have enjoyed the video, you can like it if you like, and subscribe too. If you subscribe, I promise we will make more videos. If you haven't enjoyed it, downvote the shit out of it, and remember, my name is the Dodgy Kebab. No, my name is Taliesin of Taliesin and Evertel. Here's some more of our videos on screen now. Join us on Twitter at Taliesin Evertel. Our 10k subscriber video will be coming very, very shortly, and then some proper videos as well after that. Thank you so much for getting us to 10,000 subscribers. You're amazing. Until next time, Internet. Cheerio.